Welcome back to the Portland Expo. As our ESPN Championship Karate Series continues, Steve Demencuk against Gilbert Ballantine for the FFKA North American Featherweight Championship. Right now, let's run down the rules for full contact karate as you take a look at Demencuk from Manchester, New Hampshire. Scoring on the 10-point must system. The standing 8 count is in effect, as is the 3 knockdown rule. If a fighter goes down 3 times in 1 round, it's all over. A fighter can only be saved by the bell in the last round, and a fighter must make a minimum of 8 kicks per round as you take a look at the European champion Gilbert Ballantine from Amsterdam, Holland.
One other note on those 8 kicks. Each fighter has a kick counter judge, and if they do not get those 8 kicks and they have to be a legitimate hard kick, they will be penalized 1 point.
Scheduled for 10 2-minute rounds. Let's go now to ring announcer Lee J. Nelson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Expo in beautiful Portland, Maine, for an evening of ESPN Championship Karate. These fights are sanctioned by the FFKA, Kerry Knight, President, and the Maine State Athletic Commission. Stanley Krasinski, Chairman. Commissioners at ringside are Harry Dalton, Joseph Graziano, and Raymond Jansen. Our fight doctor, Dr. Michael Bendix. And our referee for this fight, Paul Kears. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's throw some dynamite. This fight is the 10-round FFKA North American Featherweight title bout. Introducing in the red corner, he's from Manchester, New Hampshire. He's 5 feet 8 inches tall and weighed in today at 130 pounds. He has a record of 23 wins, 5 losses. 14 of those wins by knockout. He's ranked number 2 in the world. Please welcome, in the red corner, Steve Demencuk. And his opponent, in the blue corner, he's from Amsterdam, Holland. He's 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 132 pounds. He has a record of 30 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, 8 wins by knockout. He is currently the European Featherweight Champion. Please welcome, in the blue corner, Gilbert Ballantine.
And Jeff, you know, Ballantine may be from Holland, but check out the red, white, and blue piping at the bottom of his pants.
Well, you know, the
Trying to steal a little bit of the U.S. thunder here.
Well, the American team is very popular in the European countries because we fought over there back in the early 70s and helped get the sport going. So a lot of them still like the U.S.
If you could give points for aggressiveness and surliness in the opening introduction, Steve Demencuk would get the points. He has looked mean. Now can he back it up against Ballantine?
He looks very serious for sure. We'll see.
Round 1 scheduled for 10. Demencuk in the black pants, Ballantine in the white.
Demencuk said he would go right after him. Again, it'll be interesting to see if Ballantine can remember the difference between his Thai boxing, which allows kicks below the waist, and the kickboxing, which is above the waist.
Ballantine and his trainer, Tom Herink, said he would have no problem, but it's always another situation when you get into the ring. Begin the minutes of contact.
Our center ref, Paul Kears, telling Ballantine's corner to get off of the apron. They are not allowed to lean on the ring.
Both fighters have made their 8 kicks, and there's the back fist that sends Ballantine to the floor. And he's wobbling.
That was one tough spinning back fist. This will be interesting to see if Ballantine can come back off of that.
Kears gives him a standing 8 count. 1 minute into the first round, and Ballantine was rocked. Now he goes down. He may be out on his feet. And Kears gives Demencuk a warning.
I thought he was going to give him a standing count, but he caught him as he was falling because Demencuk was holding his head.
Now can Ballantine, the European champion, stave off elimination and make it through the first round. Another back fist, this time a left by Steve Demencuk.
Demencuk used that one moving in. He used his other one moving back. He is versatile with that. That's the best spinning back fist I've ever seen.
20 seconds left in round one. Here comes Demencuk trying to finish off Ballantine. He's had him down twice in the opening round. Demencuk goes back to the spinning back fist, can't connect as we come to the end of a great first round of action.
Another good right hand.
2 minutes of top flight action. Steve Demencuk able to drop the European featherweight champion twice in the opening round.
You see Tom Hedrick in the corner giving some instructions to Ballantine. Tom was telling Ballantine, telling the referee about that elbow on the spinning back fist. Look at that one. As he's moving away, he catches him with that one.
Beautiful.
Now watch
spinning
the
back
difference
fist.
on this one. He's moving forward. He throws the right, and then he turns right into it, moving forward. Excellent technique. The best I've ever seen that land. And he showed you, Demencuk showed you both ways, moving away and moving forward. Very good technique.
Ballantine had the guard down low as well, so Demencuk able to score on that second spinning back fist. It's scheduled for 10. We're beginning the second round of the FFKA North American Featherweight Championship. Ballantine trying to maintain or regain an advantage against Demencuk. Good left-right combination. And the European showing some nice boxing skill.
I'm sure his corner told him, you better get in there and fight now. You're in a war. To get moving around, just go take it to him and take this fight back away from Demencuk. There's an elbow.
Demencuk trying to throw the spinning back fist, and yes, coming up short, landing the elbow. Ballantine in the fight of his life, his first appearance here in the United States.
Ballantine's style of karate is chakuruki. He's been training for 20 years.
Now there's a right-left-right combination and another left by Ballantine as he countered Demencuk's spinning back fist.
It looks like Ballantine has got his footwork back. His legs look like he's got his head cleared a little bit. He's moving a little better.
Both fighters have made their mandatory 8 kicks in this round. But Ballantine has proved to be an effective puncher. His head does look clear after being dropped twice in the opening round. Ballantine coming back to face Demencuk on even ground here in the second. And so we'll be back at the Portland Expo for round number 3 right after this.
Our summers were dull. Real dull.
And boring.
Welcome back to the Portland Expo. Gilbert Ballantine, the European featherweight champion, attempting to win the North American title, rallying.
There's that spinning back fist again, and you see that it was taken off of the arm that time. Ballantine got his arm up and came back with a good left of his own.
He was floored in the first round. As we take a look at the kicks, about even through 2 rounds. And now Paul Kears has the corner apron cleaned up by Ballantine's trainers.
If there's water or ice on the floor, a fighter could be moving over in the corner and slip down. So they have to clean that up, and he can give them a warning for that. I don't know if he did that time, but if they do that, they can give them a warning or a penalty.
Because the corner could be using that to buy some time for their fighter. Round number 3. Demencuk dominated the first.
You know, it's a good strategy when your fighter needs a little extra, a few seconds to get his head cleared. It's not bad strategy to do, even though sometimes if they know you're doing it, they can penalize you.
There's a left jab that keeps Ballantine away. Demencuk in the black pants. Ballantine in the white. Good round kick that time by Demencuk, who's really demonstrated a nice ability and technique in the early rounds. Ballantine, I think, Jeff, has used his punching ability to get back in this fight.
Good left hook.
And the right uppercut also doing some damage. Ballantine trying to put his opponent away with a right uppercut, warned for holding behind the head of Demencuk. And blood coming from the nose of Steve now. Demencuk needs 3 kicks to make 8 for this round, and it's winding down as Ballantine able to score with a round kick.
Ballantine definitely took some steam out of Demencuk this round, and it doesn't look like Steve is going to get his kicks in. There's one of them. He just made it.
He made it. He has 8 now as we come to the end of the round. Ballantine and Demencuk in a war. What a turnaround from the first round when the European champion was floored not once but twice. But slowly, Gilbert Ballantine is regaining the upper hand in his fight against Steve Demencuk.
It will look like he's had a little time to get his head clear. You see Tom talking to him in the corner there, throwing some water on him, trying to wake him up a little bit. Here's some of the slow motion action in that last round. You see him lunging with that left hook. Tremendous blow. And then the uppercut followed right after it, and another vicious uppercut.
And you see Demencuk's head recoiling from the force of that right uppercut by Ballantine.
Now that definitely took some steam out of Demencuk. It'll be interesting to see. There's Peter Murphy in his corner giving him some last-minute instructions. Let's see if he can come back this round and take control again. Sometimes it can turn a fight around.
Referee Paul Keir starting round number 4, scheduled for 10 for the FFKA North American Featherweight Championship. Demencuk trying to go back to that spinning back kick.
I think Demencuk needs to get back to some of his basic kicks and then follow with his hand, rather than just trying to slug it out the whole time with Ballantine.
Because Ballantine has demonstrated the ability to punch. Ballantine, 28 years old, fighting for the first time in the United States.
Demencuk almost ducked into the shin there of Ballantine, ducking those punches and running into the kicks. There's Demencuk trying to set up that spinning back fist again. I'm sure we'll see that spinning back fist again in this round by Demencuk.
There's the spinning hook kick by Ballantine that does not connect, but draws a few oohs and ahs from the crowd here in Portland, with both fighters making their mandatory 8 kicks in this round. Here's warning Ballantine for holding the leg.
You're not allowed to hold those legs. Now, both these fighters are throwing a few more kicks this round, but neither one is capitalizing on the punches after the kick. See how they're just kicking and then stopping. They need to kick and then follow it on in with their hands.
Spinning back kick by Demencuk. And Demencuk doesn't score.
He just stops. He needs to follow that up with his hands and score a little bit.
Final seconds of round number 4, Ballantine and Demencuk. And we'll be back with more championship karate in a moment.
When sports scream, when arms are sore.
Welcome back to the Portland Expo in Portland, Maine. I'm Pat Scanlon along with Jeff Smith. The North American Featherweight Championship on the line as we begin round number 5, and Ballantine so far with 6 more kicks than Steve Demencuk in the black pants. Spinning side kick that time by Demencuk.
Remember, the kicks, just the number of kicks doesn't matter. They have to score, so just because one kicks more than the other is not necessarily advantage unless they were scoring and they were getting points.
Demencuk with a hard right hand to the head of Ballantine. What a rude awakening for Gilbert Ballantine in his first U.S. fight. Floored twice in the opening round. But since then, he's receiving a warning for holding the leg of Steve Demencuk. Since then, Ballantine has been able to clear his head. That has been more of an even fight.
That was actually the second warning. But he can take a penalty if he does hold again. Can take a 1-point penalty.
There's Demencuk.
Warning Ballantine for kicking low. You got to get those kicks above the waist. Again, that looked like an unintentional. It was just a matter of
spinning back fist and then a quick right by Demencuk.
I'm surprised we haven't seen the spinning back fist more after the first and second round.
Demencuk put on a clinic in the first round, throwing 2 different variations of the spinning back fist and dropping Ballantine on both. Here's Ballantine inside, fighting hard with some uppercuts and landing on Demencuk.
Demencuk is trying to cover up too much. He needs to be throwing more.
Both fighters have made their kicks as we come to the end of the round. Steve Demencuk.
Ballantine seems to be taking control because Demencuk is not taking advantage inside. He's just trying to slip the punches, and he's not trying to answer those punches back. He's losing a lot of points, a lot of strategy inside there. He has to be throwing more. You see Ballantine's corner, Tom Hedrick, giving him some instruction.
Gerard Finot also looking on. Ballantine with 20 years of martial arts experience. Here's how the round ended, with Ballantine going to work. The good infighting techniques. Backs up his opponent, measures him, and he was able to score in a series of uppercuts. And there's one that straightens up Steve Demencuk.
You see how Demencuk, though, is not answering back. He's just laying there.
We're underway now with round number 6 for the North American Featherweight Championship. Demencuk kept away by a defensive kick of Ballantine's. Ballantine has been warned by Kears a number of times not to hold the leg of Demencuk.
There's a good right hand by Demencuk after the kick. He needs to be blocking Ballantine's kick and then coming back with the counter. Ballantine has a nice front leg. He throws good round kicks off of it, nice axe kick. He's got good flexibility in that front leg.
There's a spinning kick attempted by Demencuk.
Ballantine was trying to sweep at the same time, and both of them got just a little tangled up there.
Both fighters have made their 8 kicks. And a left-right combination by Ballantine. Halfway through the 6th round.
That's where Ballantine is scoring all his points. When he goes inside like that, then Demencuk is just laying there, waiting.
Demencuk threw the spinning back fist, but that time Ballantine had his guard high and was able to block the force of the kick. There's a sweep and then a round kick to the face of Demencuk. Ballantine on the move.
Nice spinning back kick by Demencuk now, but he's going to have to come back a little harder. After those first 2 knockdowns, though, that was a big round or 2 for Demencuk. But Ballantine is now coming back and has taken pretty much control since that 3rd round. And
so we come to the end of round number 6. Good left by Ballantine as he tries to take control. Steve Demencuk in black, Gilbert Ballantine in white, the European featherweight champion. Round number 7 for the North American featherweight title. Ballantine has demonstrated the ability to score more kicks through 6 rounds.
Again, he has thrown more kicks, 82 to 71, and it would be interesting to see how the judges have scored those kicks. These are not actually the kicks that have landed in a point area other than just kick that has been thrown.
And a flurry that started with a strong right hand by Ballantine.
The fight is going to be decided in these last few rounds because Demencuk starting so strong in the early rounds and then Ballantine coming back. It's still up for grabs.
And Ballantine, again, has been a very effective puncher. Midway through round number 7.
Let's go. Down. Hold. Over here. You in the corner here.
Demencuk
Warren, I said off the
and Ballantine.
Back down.
Central neutral corner. And Tom Herring, cautioned by referee Paul Kears to back up off the apron.
He's giving him a warning. He can take a point away if he wants. You are not allowed to lean on the apron. They do not allow the trainers or the cornermen to be on the apron. They have to be completely off.
Herring, a very well-known European manager and trainer. Demencuk hit by a strong overhand right by Ballantine as he came in. And Ballantine now gets a warning from Kears.
That was for holding the leg. He held the leg. What he needs to do is just block the leg and then counter, but he's been holding it.
Final seconds now of our 7th round. As we stay here at the Portland Expo, Steve Demencuk said he'd be taking the fight to his opponent. Wanted to wear out his opponent with combinations. He's a fighter that has suffered 2 broken right hands.
You see Peter Murphy put in the corner there with Mark Demencuk. Steve's brother putting ice on the back of his neck.
No doubt explaining to Demencuk's corner the warning to Tom Herring. And you know the cornermen are lobbying to have a point taken away.
Well, it's not just the being on the edge of the ring. He was also talking to him about holding his leg. Here's a look at some of that slow motion. See how he's holding the leg? He's got it completely hooked underneath there and then through the right hand.
Round number 8 now. Demencuk and Ballantine for the FFKA Featherweight Championship. And Ballantine scoring with some short chopping punches. Demencuk with the side kicks, trying to keep Ballantine off balance.
You notice how Demencuk is not so aggressive anymore. He's content and just waiting. Ballantine has made him change his strategy completely.
And Demencuk with an awkward attempt at a spinning back kick. Good left round kick by Ballantine to the midsection of Demencuk. And those take their toll.
Demencuk has lost the spring in his legs. You see how Ballantine is still up on his toes and moves. And Demencuk lost a little bit of spring in there. He tries to get back in and move, and that's what he's got to do. He's got to get back up on his toes and get back in this fight. If he wants it, he's going to have to get back in there and take it.
Demencuk trying for the sweep and couldn't. Ballantine answers with a combination. Both fighters have made their kicks, and Ballantine springs off the ring rope. Tries for the back kick and is felled by a left, a glancing blow, and Ballantine that time off balance.
Demencuk just sidesteps and Ballantine just falls down.
Both Both fighters have made their mandatory 8 kicks in this round. Kears tells Demencuk, get your kicks up above the waist.
Ballantine keeps racking up the points here. I would think after these 8 rounds of fighting that Ballantine has probably about a 2-point lead. Demencuk is going to have to finish strong to win this fight.
Back with more in a moment. Welcome back to the Expo in Portland, Maine. ESPN Championship Karate. Steve Demencuk in black. Ballantine out kicking him through 8 rounds. We're scheduled for 10 for the North American Featherweight Championship.
I don't think Ballantine not only has kicked more, but I think that Ballantine has had more effective kicks also, which is going to score more on the judges' card. Demencuk has landed some good hands early in the round, but has lost his momentum coming into this 9th round. And unless he changes his aggressive style and gets in there and starts landing in these last few rounds, this title will be slipping through his fingers.
Ballantine warned to keep his blows above the waist as you get a look at the onrushing Steve Demencuk. 4 years younger than Ballantine.
Paul Kears warning Ballantine about a knee. There's Demencuk throwing that spinning back fist again, and you know he probably should have used that, shouldn't have waited to these last few rounds.
Ballantine able to answer with the round kick. And Ballantine has been able to keep Demencuk off balance by using the sweep.
That spinning back fist might have landed from Demencuk if Ballantine hadn't have swept him in the process.
Demencuk pouring in. Ballantine able to cover up. Paying the price with a few body shots, but comes away. Good right uppercut by Ballantine. Follows up with a left right.
Demencuk, when he threw that spinning back fist, Ballantine made him pay with about 3 or 4 solid shots, as he did again. Blood is pouring from the nose of Demencuk.
And that's the end of round number 9. And Demencuk's corner will go to work once again. There's blood coming from the nose of Steve. Peter Murphy and Mark Demencuk. Mark is Steve's older brother.
Look at that spinning back fist, and it almost hits him with the elbow, but then Ballantine comes back with uppercuts and rights and just pummels him with those punches. In other words, he's telling him, don't be using that spinning back fist on me again.
And if you're going to use it, you'd better connect. Otherwise, you're going to pay the price. Watch the good right uppercut here.
And then he comes back with a left right after it, too.
So Ballantine, the European featherweight champion, has demonstrated the ability to work the upper body of Demencuk. As we go to our 10th and final round of this North American Featherweight Championship.
If Steve Demencuk wants this fight, I believe he's going to have to go out and take it. He's going to have to knock Ballantine down this round, if not out. I feel on my unofficial score card to win this fight.
So Ballantine will try to be careful while not losing his aggressiveness. And Demencuk will go back to that spinning back fist that floored Ballantine twice in round 1. There's a good right hand by Demencuk, something we haven't seen.
Ballantine is so well conditioned. It's so hard to come back after getting knocked down as hard as he did in those early rounds. To come back and finish the fight this strong says a lot for his training in his corner, Tom Heddick, to be in that good a condition. He's coming back. He opens the round with this nice axe kicks and crescent kicks.
Good spinning side kick by Demencuk, and that found pay dirt in Ballantine's midsection. Midway through the 10th and final round, and Ballantine finds himself in a fight once again.
Demencuk is wrestling him in there. He's pushing him around, but he's not landing the blows he needs to score. He's got to land something big.
Demencuk tangled up in the ropes momentarily. Ballantine missing with a wild right uppercut. Final 30 seconds now. Demencuk and Ballantine still exchanging. Ballantine keeping Demencuk away with the kicks, but here comes Demencuk with the left, and they tie up.
You see Demencuk holding him inside a little bit, trying to land that right and holding him with the left.
And this one will go the distance as Ballantine tries the spinning back fist and loses his balance. That's the end of round number 10 as Steve Demencuk and Gilbert Ballantine give it their all for the North American Featherweight Championship.
It's going to be an interesting decision.
Let's take a look at the spinning side kick that Demencuk was able to land to Ballantine's midsection.
It looked like it hit his arm a little bit. See how his arm was in the way? Really didn't hit his chest, but if that arm hadn't have been there, that could have been the one that did the damage. But Ballantine pulled that fist in there at the last minute to block that chest from caving in, because those kicks have a lot of power. There's Peter Murphy taking the gloves off.
Has to be happy with the clinic that Demencuk put on early in the fight with the spinning back fist. And of course, Gilbert Ballantine, the more experienced fighter at 28 with international experience, getting off the canvas twice to finish this 10-round fight.
Demencuk should have not let him get up from that canvas. That was a mistake as the fight went on.
And the European champion, Gilbert Ballantine, making more kicks, 149 to 125. He stayed busy and was able to overcome a rough first round. We'll be back with the decision for the North American Featherweight Championship right after this. Flooring Ballantine twice with spinning back fist, but Ballantine able to regain his composure and go on to give Demencuk a full 10-round fight.
Well, Demencuk scored so big in that first round, it's going to be hard for Ballantine to come back. But Ballantine came back, dominated a lot of the rounds, but he never really hurt Demencuk. So it's going to be interesting to see whether the judges are going to call that even or give advantage to Ballantine.
Okay, let's go to ring announcer Lee J. Nelson.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we give the decision here, how about a big hand for both these wonderful fighters? Ladies and gentlemen, we have a split decision. Judge 1 scores at 95-98. Judge 2 scores at 95-94. Judge 3 scores at 96-94. The winner and the FFKA North American Featherweight Champion, in the red corner, Steve Demencuk.
Well, a split decision. The victory going to Steve Demencuk, beating the European Featherweight Champion, Gilbert Ballantine. The scoring, 95-98, 95-94, and 96-94. So judging that on the 10-point must system and assuming that it would be 10-9 in most of these fights, Ballantine able to win 3 rounds, but 2 other judges seeing it Demencuk's way by better than 1 round and then 2 rounds. Terry Nye, of course, presenting Demencuk with his new championship belt. He'll take that home proudly to Manchester, New Hampshire. Right now, let's